Here's going to be a tough question for you, okay? Question goes like this. If Colby Covington does not have a number one contenders match against Chimaev, if he doesn't do that, what does he do? And that just complicated things, didn't it? Because I am big on the idea of Chimaev versus Colby. Love it. That's one that I would mark my calendar. I'd count down the days I'd be thrilled for, right? I think you guys can relate. That is an interesting match. Now, I'm not sold on the idea that you're going to get Colby. I'm just not. Colby has not agreed to this. Colby has not commented on this. If you fight Chimaev, it would seem to me that that's a number one contenders match. I'm very confident in telling you, for Chimaev, if he beats Colby, he will be the number one contender. I think you would all expect that. I think Kamaru Usman would expect that. I don't even know if Dana would need to comment on it. I think it's that obvious for all of us. But imagine being in Colby's shoes. You're going to go and do the exact same thing, but without the same rewards. And I don't know that this is going to get named a number one contenders match. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't have any evidence on any of this. I'm just reminding you guys, as much as you think that Colby versus Chimaev is next, Colby versus Chimaev, for what has been announced, is what they would like to do next, what they're interested in doing next. That game never runs out. Oh, we're going to get George St. Pierre versus Khabib in there, and we're going to get Anderson Silva versus Jon Jones. I mean, it's one of those things, right? Ideas change. You got to start somewhere. Here's the starting idea. Let's say that I'm right. Let's say they don't officially make that a number one contenders match, and all of a sudden Colby's going, then why am I showing up? It's a very legitimate opponent. 25 minutes is a very long time. If I don't get anything for it, why I can do nothing to get nothing. It's one of those things. But let's say that ends up being the stance. Can't get the fight done. What does Colby do? And I don't have a better idea. I'm stuck. Colby has done a great job his entire career, at least for the last 3 years, at telling us what he's going to do. Colby's the one that told us I'm going to fight Lawler. Colby's the one that told us he was going to fight RDA. Colby told us I'm fighting Kamaru Usman at Madison Square Garden. Colby told us I'm going to fight George Masvidal, which I was very light on that idea. I did not think I didn't think they'd get that done. For the fans, for all of us, it's very fun. That's a very tough situation to be in with a former teammate. Somebody that knows you so well. Your own coaches are now cornering. It's just a tough spot. I didn't know they were going to get that fight done, and they did. Colby has told us, Colby has brought it to fruition. Colby has not told us he's going to fight Chimaev. I'll tell you right now, Colby will fight Chimaev. I just think you got to sweeten the pot. I think you got to guarantee it's a number one contenders match. Or I do think that Colby asks a very fair question. Why am I doing the same thing that he's doing when he gets a reward and I don't? Don't forget, Colby Covington was the interim champion who never lost, woke up one day and wasn't the interim champion. Colby Covington beat the BMF champion and never got the title. I mean, there's only so many things that you can continue to ask a guy to do before, right? I mean, it's just one of those things, and I'm just giving you my early prediction. There's a way to get that fight. That way is to proclaim a number one contendership, which hasn't been done. In the absence of that, I don't know how you're going to get Colby out there. I just don't know. Doesn't mean it can't be done because Chael doesn't know. I'm thinking out loud here, but I am going to share for you. If Colby doesn't do that, then what is he going to do? He has always told us. He's always beat the media. He is laid very low. He had his match. He gets a break. He gets to recover. He gets his victory tour. Then he ends up in another match that he didn't agree to. It's one of these things. We don't know where Colby's at. I know that card is going to be preserved because I know at any point you can, if Chimaev's going in and this is one half of the equation, I know we can put Burns in there anytime that we want. And I believe that there's a number of other guys that could also fit that bill that would be very interesting and can continue on business for Chimaev, particularly if the goal is to get Chimaev one more win so he can go fight for a title. It seems as though Chimaev can go handle himself against anybody. Now, whether that happens or not, it's a two-man sport. That's between those boys. But it would look as though if you're playing chess and you're looking for multiple moves at once, that you can continue playing. Just got to find a new opponent. But that's for Chimaev. What do we do with Colby? Because there's only a few matches out there that are real interesting for Colby, right? Colby and Chimaev is the one. That's the one I want to see. I know that's the one that you guys want to see, but Colby versus Gilbert Burns is very interesting too. It is. And there would be a lot riding on that. But who would you go to next? Rakhmonov is not there yet. Colby is not going to go in and fight Rakhmonov just because Rakhmonov gets the jump on Neil Magny. It's not going to be enough. Vincent Luque and Blahal Muhammad, whoever wins that, is going to get some shine and a bounce. And maybe this is the conversation we're having next week. Maybe it's the winner of that goes on and fights Colby. Maybe on this ABC business, we take Chimaev out of it. Maybe it's Colby that's the guaranteed one to be there. We're going to go find out who's going to fight him. Maybe. I'm throwing ideas out there. I'm throwing names out there. But Colby, for the first time in 3 years, has not been helpful at telling us very clearly the direction that he's going to go in, whether he gets there or not. He points his cannon against all his troops in one direction. He hasn't done that yet. He's a master of creating interest out of nothing. But when all of the interest is lying on Chimaev, and I'm here to tell you, whatever happens in that fight has got to be equal for both guys, whatever that is, or you're not going to get Colby. I'm right when I tell you that.